understand the why. Can anybody tell me why I jumped in NVIDIA for a gap trade for a possible push up? So the idea is simple. We're playing an ICB weekly, right? We're able to take some profits into this push. Well, this pullback, what you got to understand is where is it pulling to? It's pulling to that 120. Well, if you go back to the weekly chart, what's the breakout here? Oh wow, it's 119.66. Oh, so we're retesting this breakout level. Yeah, I'm willing to grab this down to VWAP, right? So my risk on this buy per what I put in yesterday was VWAP, and I wanted to absorb that retest and look for a gap today because we had news yesterday. Does everybody remember the news on Nvidia? And so we were finishing, high and tight. I want to be a part of it. And so this morning, the first thing that I'm going to do if we hold this gap is to take some profits. Yeah, the CEO stopped selling. Okay, so D-Man, what delta on options do you find most lucrative for you? So when I'm doing longer term, I want to go deep into the money. Um, you know, Worst case scenario would be, you know, closer to at the money. So like if I was like looking at Nvidia right now and I was like, hey guys, let's get some long term Nvidia, right? The delta is going to be about 50 where we are, right? 50 somewhere around 50. But I bet if we went down to, you know 100, level, you're going to get closer to 75 to 80, and that's where I would want to be. Now, what that means is if it goes down, you get hit as well, right? You're going to be paying a lot more for those options. But the reason that I do this again is I literally want to take the shares. And so when AMD, and Facebook and all these other companies were getting crushed back here in October, I was buying like $50 calls that were giving me like, 10 or $15 price, but ultimately what that meant was the break even was 65, and in a year from now I could take the shares. Well, a year comes up and now I have the option of, taking the profits and or taking the shares. A lot of times I'm going to be like, give me the shares because we haven't reached the levels that I want to reach. So for example, on Baba, I'm going to be able to get some shares, you know, around a cost basis of 75 um, by 2026. And so if Baba at that point is at 120 or 130 or 140, and I can get him for a cost basis of 75, I'm just going to take the shares and see if we can get it to full value. I hope that makes sense. All right, we got 3 minutes till open. SMT, I haven't checked upgrades today. Let me check those real quick. Oh yeah, so Stifle Stifle gave him a $40 price target. Your Dash got an upgrade. Dash breaking out up there too. MNDY has a nice chart. It got a price target upgrade as well. It's too extended though. Hey, don't you guys love it when an analyst comes out and says, "Hey, SMAR, let me raise my price target to 56.50 now that the buyout has happened." Hey, appreciate that, analyst, you, for telling me that the buyout has already happened. Like seriously, these guys are. How do they even have jobs? Like I don't get it. Hey, now that the stock's announced a buyout, I would raise my price target to the buyout. Oh, thanks. Thank you. Starbucks chart. So here's what I think about the Starbucks chart. They got a new CEO. Everybody's excited. I'm waiting for an earnings report to come out for Starbucks because I think that's going to drop the price, and then I would look at this as a longer term investment. Yeah, weatherman. Like you know, they wake up and they're like, "Hey, today it's sunny." I appreciate that, buddy. Okay. I got to be ready for this NVIDIA. Okay. Again, the goal here for NVIDIA is this going to be a gap and go? I don't think so, but it may, and I don't want to sell everything. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to partial out of this. I got to do it in multiple accounts. Give me a sec. All right. So partial out NVIDIA there, and like check out Flow Algo, guys. Check out what's happening on Flow Algo. It's like NVIDIA. Look, 930 NVIDIA. So check out all these 930s, right? NVIDIA. What is this? 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So 18 within the first 1 minute of open. So let's not uh, tell ourselves that NVIDIA can't go higher. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But we've literally dug the ditch now, right? So on NVIDIA, um, being able to buy this dip, being able to sell a portion 20, 30% before close, being able to sell another partial up here, right? We're sitting pretty on what we've got left. Okay. Nice. Is arm going too? I'm going to take some of that as well. Oh, yeah. So I only had one lot fill on this. Did you guys get more filled? I think I put the orders in right, but the uh, the price didn't come down and fill me. So what that means, whenever, so if I'm trying to acquire 10, right, and I only get let's say 3, 4, or 5, or if I'm trying to acquire 100 and only get 30, well, what you have to do is your profits. You have to cut down your profits. Instead of taking half, I would take one. If I bought three, I would take one off here instead of two, because I do want to take more profits at the double top and then more profits at the 127. So what I'm saying here on ARM is this ARM play that Todd came up with yesterday. Um, I didn't get filled on the size that I wanted because unfortunately Nate came in and ran the price up on me. Thanks, Nate. Appreciate that. But I kid. Um, so I'm taking a smaller position off. Yeah, Todd. This is all Todd, guys. This is what I'm talking about. Like yesterday, Cavi came up with a good play. Todd came up with a good play. That's the That's what this room's supposed to be about. It's not supposed to be, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like learn, and then you take shots as well and tell us, hey, this is what I think looks good, and then we'll say, yeah, I agree with you. Let's play it, or no, because of this, and then you can get you get the feedback and get better. Another one that I'm watching for a possible play is Tesla, because these things, if this one sets up for a like a double top little U handle and go, I'll try it. But one of the things to understand about Tesla as well is it fakes you out a lot, I guess is the best way to say it. Okay, so we are 4 minutes in. Can anybody guess the amount of flow algo orders on NVIDIA? You get 28 bucks if you get it. How many flow algo orders, bullish flow, have we seen on NVIDIA in the first 4 minutes? How many of you guys think? Let's go, baby. A million. So we've got 48 orders came through on NVIDIA. And the next highest is Baba, woohoo, with two. So we're a little bit off on the balance here. It looks like everybody is buying Nvidia. Let's get it right. Let's sit back and say, why didn't you guys buy it yesterday on the dip? Right? What's wrong with you idiots? And then we could say, hey, why didn't you buy it on the ICB weekly? Now we're just sitting back. We're sitting back and we're letting it do its thing. Like, where do you guys think we should take profits next on the smaller account? AMD busted through that 160. All these semis, baby. Let's get it. Like, I'm not in a rush to take profits because you've got range. I've already taken off what I need to take off to satisfy my lizard brain, but you know, 126.80 is really that level. I'll take some off into 125, but 126. So let's think of it like this. I've got in the small account, I've got three options left, right? I want to hold one if we go back to all time high, right? So that gives me two more sales that I can get rid of. So where should I put those? Right. Well, for me, what I'm looking at is I want to sell at the base of this VP. Right. So as we start getting into this area, and I want to sell towards the top of this VP. And why is that? Why do I want to do this? Well, because that's resistance. You buy support, you sell resistance. Well, what happens if we break over these two green arrows? Well, shoot. I can buy it back into this same area if it breaks up and pulls back. Right? But I am keeping that one that, hey, let's not put a limit on this. Man, NVIDIA is just going nuts. And it's not just this week's. Like, you do have some for this week's, but you're getting 12.20. You're getting 10.4, which is next week. 10.18 just came through. Yeah. ARM, let's get it. So for me, another profit level on this ARM, guys, is going to be between 147.50 and this 149.43, somewhere in this range. If we do not get a pullback to 121.80, 121, what are some plays to enter NVIDIA safely? That's a great question. So the question is, hey, if on NVIDIA, if we don't get this pullback to come into this gap close area, well, how could we play this? So the first thing that I think about is, all right, what are some edges that would allow me to play this? Well, if let's just say Nvidia, gets some bullish action and pushes up to, I don't know, 124, 125, or even right here, it doesn't matter. And then we start to get a little bit of sell off, profit taking, the market starts to pull back, but you don't come down here and start filling this gap. Well, if you get a 5 minute squeeze, great. I'd be willing to play that. If you don't get that 5 minute squeeze or a squeeze like that, the open range breakout at that point, right, would be another way that I'd be willing to play it. And then you could always shrink down and play the 15-minute inside candles. So I will tell you today, if I see a safe spot to re-enter, because yesterday I said, hey, let's see if we can double this small account. Like, these setups on NVIDIA don't come around a whole lot, but when they do, Warren Buffett's saying of when it rains money, bring out the bucket, not the thimble. This is one of those setups, right? It's just clean. It's the most popular company on the earth. You've got range. It's a great setup. So it's like one of my favorite chart patterns. One of the best companies in the world. Clean pattern, clear risk reward. Everything checks off, and now we got to swing for the fences here. Oops. So you guys didn't get filled on your Burlington? Excuse me. Do you guys, if you guys remind me, I will. I'll go over kind of how the order book works and why some people will get filled and some people won't. If you guys want me to do that later. Okay, we're getting the sell off, right? We're getting the QQQ just went red. The SPY's coming into its green to red line. So let's check on our plays. So for me, what I'm going to do right now on my NVIDIAs is I'm putting in a hard stop, which means I'm going to make the computer sell it for me if it comes back to right above my entry. Okay? So if for whatever reason, I'm not going to question it, this pulls back to right above my entry, I'm going to stop out of NVIDIA. The reason I'm giving it my entry instead of tightening it up is because I think we have a good chance of a great move in NVIDIA, and I think it's worth risking that extra money to grab what we can in the future. So, do you remember what I said about a safe way to play NVIDIA? Now, what I would do if I was not NVIDIA, if I was not in NVIDIA, I would be setting up orders to buy a break of 123.20. So you know how you can put in, orders that will automatically trigger for you. If we break this high, what have we done? Well, that would be considered an open range breakout. Ryan, is Ryan here? Ryan, the TI. And this, you still got pre-market up. Um, and so let's see what happens. And I'll do this with you. Again, I'm gonna do it with shares, but the goal anytime that you're buying a breakout is you want to be able to scalp the breakout just in case it is a liquidity chase, right? Okay, here we go. You ready? Let's see. Let's see. Let's see if we can push it through. I'm trying to bait them. I'm trying to bait them. The problem with me baiting on NVIDIA is even though I do have a rather large account compared to a lot of people, I'm such a small fish. You know what I mean? They don't care. They don't care. Like with lower volume, less big fish in the pond, you could come up here and you could put an order for a buy stop order to buy this breakout for like 10,000 shares, and they're going to go up there and grab you. And what that means is that's the liquidity chase, right? Like you tempt the market maker into coming and taking you out, but you know they have much bigger fish on their plate than me. The call option that I'm currently playing in NVIDIA is October 4th, 2024, 120. Now, you guys remember how I talk about VP all the time? When you ask me when's there a safe spot to get back in, the answer with VP is always anytime that you have support, right? Anytime that you're coming into support, and you can play that support on a minute, you can play it on a daily, a weekly, but anytime you come into support is also a safe place because if that support breaks, here we go. Here we go. Let's get it. Come on. All right. There's your open range break. I'm gonna try to again. I'm trying to scalp this here. When you're scalping, you're taking larger size. So whatever is larger for you. But what you're doing is you're trying to capture smaller gains, like quick gains. And right here is enough for me. I just took off 2,500. Right, open range break was the 123.20. Get out about 15, 20 cents. So now what I can do with the other 2,500 is say, all right, my 123.21 buy now has a cost basis of 15 cents lower. So if we do come back and do a retest of this breakout, my lizard brain isn't freaking out. So I'm just looking at some of the bigger orders on NVIDIA, right? You know, the larger money is playing further out, right? So you've got 1115, basically got a million, 1018 got 500K, 1220 got 700K. I guess that's a million actually. These three orders are together, so a million for 1220. Again, if you had a small account and couldn't buy shares here, right? When you're playing something that's going to work quickly, you can literally buy weekly. So I didn't have an automatic order in on this, but SMCI just took the daily up. So for you guys that like to play SMCI, that one is triggering right now. I'm not going to play it. I'm in NVIDIA, right? I'm in AMD. I'm in ARM. I don't want to jump into another semi. So if I can get a cool 50 cents out of this scalp play, I'm going to take it. And then I'm just going to set the hard stop in on the others, and maybe I'll hold these shares until we hit 140 or 150 or 160 or 2000, right? Again, I'm digging the ditch right now by scalping this open range break. Okay. All right. Okay, so does everybody understand scalping, open range break, everything that I just did on this one? So somebody asked me, hey, when's a safe entry to enter? Before it happened, I told you guys what I was going to do. I did what I said I was going to do. I explained why. And now I'm holding the rest. Do I need to repeat this? Yeah, Kyle, it's a great question. D-Man, do you have a stop up? Do you trail stop up in case you're in this case, or your stop is back at VP? So that's a great question. So for me, what I'm going to do with this right here, let's run the numbers. Let me pull up the EpiPen. Right, it's going to be natural for part of the natural price action is for this to come back and retest, right? And what would that look like? Well, according to VP, a push down into the 123, 122.90 to 123 level, you're still, continuing this trend. So I don't want to stop out before that. Like that would be the earliest that I would stop out, because the chart can still remain in this bullish pattern, and I don't want to stop out if we're remaining in this bullish pattern. So again, you take 5,000 shares, right? You sell out, sell, right? 2,500. And you take plus, 20 cents out of this, right? Then you take 1,500 and you take 50 cents basically out of it, right? And so what would my overall cost basis be for the remaining 1,000? Right? Our cost basis was this open range break here. And so now my cost basis is way down here, right? And so what I can do is I can say, I'm not worried about this pullback. In fact, this is your first hit. Remember how I always tell you guys, this is your first hit on your VP level retest. I need to buy some more. Oh, wait, right? So again, this is the psychology that I went over with you guys with Dr. Tom. Like, a lot of people are going to sit here and see this and be like, I knew I should have sold. Right? Or however you want to Give me one sec. However you freak out, right? But in reality, it's not a snake. It's a stick that you could pick up. It's probably going to bounce from here, at least initially, right? So 1, 2, 3 times. Yeah, that's a snake. I'm staying away. Give me one sec on arm. So arm, guys, we are triggering a weekly break right here. I'm already in this, so I'm not playing the weekly break. But what I am telling you is, if you are in arm, give it room. Don't be in a hurry to take profits. I will take some at the 149 area, right? 147, 149 area is right. That's basically, I'm playing over under 150. So I'm going to give arm Todd's idea to 150, and I'm going to do the same exact thing that I did with the scalping. I'm going to do the same exact thing that I did with the NVDA overnight trade. So again, if you are a super hyper scalper like I am, what would you have been able to do here, right? So again, buy back whatever 5,000 shares right here. Let's say you got it in for 123.20. Sell 2,500 again, right? Get an additional 30 cents. And what does that do? That moves your entry all the way down below this VP, which is where you want to stop out. So now you've got a free trade. Sell another 1,000 at the double top, or 1,500. And you repeat this process, and at the end of the day, you'll have, 3,000, 4,000 shares of NVIDIA with a cost basis below the open price, and you're sitting calm, and your brain is relaxed. You're not freaking out about every single tick. Awesome job. Awesome. And there you go, right? So was it a snake or was it a stick? Well, the reason I was able to see it as a stick is because I've already scalped out. I'm not freaking out. And so for me, this bounce right here was actually a good place to add, and in my opinion, get options if you scalp that initial position. Let's freaking go, baby. I love it when a plan comes together. Right? Woo! Todd, are you in here? Is Todd in here? Yeah, Karen, I got this recorded. Todd, are you in here? Todd, calling Todd. We got to give Todd his kudos, man, but he's not in here. I don't see him. So, guys, again, I'll challenge you guys, just like I challenged a couple days ago. Give us plays. And when I say give us plays, it's not Tesla ? Right? What did Todd do? What did Kavi do? Todd said, I have an order in for this option at this price. This is what I'm playing. And what did I say? I said, man, Todd, that's great. That's a good idea. Let's jump on that. I'm going to play that exact play with you. Right? What did Kavi say? Hey, this is my risk. This is my stop. This is where I'm buying. Oh, wow, Kavi, that's great. Great detailed plan. Let's look at it. Oh, I love it. I'm going to play that with you. Right? It wasn't Tesla ? So I challenge you, come up with plays, put them in here. I don't care if they're stupid plays, good plays, gold plays. Like, take shots and let us help you improve your own fishing so you don't have to rely on us to fish. All right, it is almost 10 o'clock, and I will hand it over to Mr. Bear. Mr. Bear, are you in here? I'll post this recording too for you guys. I'll get it up in the next. I'll put it up after the hour of the open. I don't know if Nate's in here. Maybe Nate's not in here yet. Oh, it's Tom. My bad. So I've been saying it wrong. Vizsla. It was Tom. Oh, so I've been looking for Todd, and it was Tom. There, I see you, Tom. Okay, Tom. I see you. Tom's here. No wonder Todd wasn't here. Wasn't it? That wasn't his name. My bad. I appreciate. Thank you for clearing up my error. Um, Tom, congrats. Kavi, congrats. I love it. So Lou, yeah, I think MU's going to have good earnings. I would say I'm leaning to flat to up. Woo, let's go NVDA. I mean, who loves a market? Who loves it? Let's go. Let's go. Woo. NVDA. We coming up to our next sell point. We're getting there today, guys. We're getting there. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. All right. Somebody tell me when Nate gets back. Nate, are you here? I don't want to go over your time, but if you're not here, I'll stay on. So we've got 133 orders on NVIDIA right now at 15.2 mil. So that's the flow. The next closest one is Tesla with 11 orders and 2 mil, right? Everybody chase it. Chase it. Okay, so Billy Boy puts in a great plan here, right? A detailed. He's saying, "Hey, I'm looking to enter Nvidia at a pullback to 123.40. So all I have to do is I come over here and I look and I'm like 123.40. Yeah, I see that. And what I would say to you, Billy Boy, is you're retesting this upper flag area, right? So if you are going to pull to buy back to 123.40, what I would tell you is you need to leave room to add again at this 123 level, which is going to be your point of control just for the daily volume, right? Because what's going to happen on NVIDIA, most likely, this is usually what happens to stocks that are strong on a day like this, is you're going to get to a point where it reaches a high, maybe around 1030, and then you'll pull back somewhere close to VWAP, right? And then that VWAP usually holds, and then you go back to the highs of the day. So if we had to draw this out, what's it going to look like? It's gonna come up. It's going to come back down to this VWAP. It's going to bounce from that VWAP, right? If the markets stay in the buying mood today. So when taking that trade, Billy Boy, what I would do is say give it room down to at least its VWAP when you're looking to add. Okay. Oh, Nate's here. Okay. All right, guys. I will pass it over to him, and I'll talk to you guys later.